Scientists just found new evidence that supports the story of Noah's Ark.
All right, let's see it.
Spread this to say I told you so to your friends that don't believe in Noah's Ark.
Let's see what you got first.
And for those that already know the story of Noah, skip to this timestamp.
Kalangan.
Now, after the flood, the Bible says the ark ended up on a mountain called Mount Ararat, which is where this new scientific discovery comes into play. You see, there is this site on Mount Ararat, which is kind of an odd geographic shape, but for years it's been kind of thought of as the final resting place of Noah's Ark. There's a lot of old evidence that supports the theory that this is Noah's Ark.
There is no old evidence supporting the identification of this geologic feature as Noah's Ark. This is a natural rock formation. As you can see in this photo, it closely matches the other natural rock formations that surround it. And you can look at this 1996 Journal of Geoscience Education article for a discussion of how all of the features that are being identified as features of Noah's Ark are best explained as natural geologic features. There's, again, no evidence that supports identifying this natural geologic rock formation as Noah's Ark.
There's some new evidence that really supports that theory, as these new findings showed that this formation was once submerged underwater. Scientists have found soil samples which contain things like clay-like materials, marine deposits, and seafood remnants, all of which are dated back to a time that fits on the timeline of when Noah's flood would have happened. This has caused researchers to believe that the area was once filled with water, which reinforces the possibility that a catastrophic flood could have happened. Scientists have also found evidence that humans were in this area, which people believe is more evidence of this being Noah's Ark.
So there's actually no new evidence. What is going on is somebody is just re-upping the claims from an article originally published in October 2023, specifically this article from some website called Archeo News. And I actually covered this when it first came out. So you can see my video number McClellan 1627 for my initial response to this. And one thing about this re-upping, which I think originally appeared in the Jerusalem Post and then was picked up by other media outlets, is they're changing their interpretation of what this means, because the original reporting had this to say. Nearly 30 rock and soil samples collected with special permission were examined in ITU laboratories. That would be Istanbul Technical University. This research is an ongoing collaboration between Andrews University, a Seventh-day Adventist university, Istanbul Technical University, and a university called Agri Ibrahim Chechen University. It says, after approximately 1 year of work, the samples taken were aged. According to the first results from the laboratories, the samples taken from the region were determined to be clay-y materials, marine materials, and seafood. Evaluating the laboratory results, AICU Vice Rector Professor Farouk Kaya stated that the samples examined were determined to be between 3,500 and 5,000 years old in the dating study, and said, the results of ongoing laboratory studies related to the area believed to be the remnants of Noah's Ark located between the villages of Telçeker and Uzungili as part of the project we conducted with Istanbul Technical University in 2022 have partially emerged. Since it is a long-term project, the laboratory work has not been fully completed yet. However, based on the initial findings from the work conducted in the area, it is believed that human activities have been present in the region since the Chalcolithic period between 5,500 and 3,000 BCE. So you'll note that the reporting says 3,500 to 5,000 years old, which would actually just be around 1,500 to 3,000 BCE. But the rep from the university says 5,500 to 3,000 BCE. So the reporting is not very careful, but nothing anywhere in this article says anything about these data indicating that this region was underwater. They're talking about remnants of marine materials and clay, suggestive of human activity and probably also suggestive of fossilized marine life. They have not described precisely what they found in these samples. They have not described the dating techniques that they use. They have not shared any published findings, any lab reports, or anything. And this happened almost 2 years ago. So usually when you re-up old findings, pretend they're new, and reinterpret them without any new data, that's just an indication that somebody's trying to make something out of nothing. So If you go look at my video number McClellan 1627, you'll see that I say I hope that there is more forthcoming from this team, and it doesn't look like there's going to be, because there's nothing there, because this is not Noah's Ark. This is just a natural rock formation, and y'all need to get over this. And the fit for this video has been the Frank Miller Superman, Batman, and Robin.